everybody. Welcome to our Quick Bites video. So today we are doing some tinfoil activities. I have my camera focused on the table because that's where we're going to be doing more of our activity. So we're going to be doing 3 different types of tinfoil art today. The first one is going to be the longest and the hardest. So the first one we're going to do, you are going to need tinfoil for. You're going to need some liquid glue. You're going to need some string. If you don't have string but you have a hot glue gun, that would also work as well. And you're going to need some scissors, a Sharpie, some cardboard or some thick paper if you have it, some cotton balls, and some Q-tips if you, those are optional, but if you have them. And then you're also going to need some stick glue. So this first craft is called embossed tinfoil art. So what we're going to do is grab a piece of cardboard or thick paper. This one is great for some of our older little ones with us. So if you are younger, you might need some adult help with this. But you're going to start with a Sharpie and you're going to draw a design on your cardboard. It can be whatever you want. I will do something simple. I'm going to just draw a little sailboat. So you're going to take your marker. I'm going to draw a sail. And then draw a boat. So this is my little design here. You can do whatever you want. You can add a sun. And you can add some birds and some waves. All right. So this craft is going to be a little bit messy because we're using liquid glue. So if you're at home, make sure you have some water and paper towels so you can wash your hands during the craft. So once you've decided what you want to draw and you've drawn it out, you can do this next step 2 different ways. You can do it with string and with some liquid glue, or you can use a hot glue gun, which makes the glue a little more raised, which is what we want to do. We want to make these lines that we drew raised so that it shows up on the tinfoil. So what you would do next after you have your design is you'd either take your hot glue gun or your string and your glue, and you would outline your design with the glue. So I'm going to do my wave here with the liquid glue. Boom. So it looks like this. And then you are going to do, oh, Michelle says hi, hello. Thank you for joining us this morning. All right, I brought my computer with me so I can look at the comments. So after you lay down the glue, you're gonna take your string and lay it on top of the glue. This is the messy part, so make sure you're ready with some paper towels and some water. But trust me, after this, it's gonna be a really cool effect. So you're gonna really enjoy what it looks like afterwards. All right, so we're just gonna lay down this string along that design, and you're gonna do that for your entire design. So sometimes the glue doesn't like to come off my fingers. Are you guys reading anything fun? I just read this book called The Key Hunters, and the 2 kids fall into a story and they have to finish the story out in order to get out of the book. And they had to find a key because their librarian is lost in one of the stories in the library. All right, so I finished that part, so you can see how the string is now a part of the design that we glued on. So you want to do that for the rest of the design. And when you're finished, it should look something like this, where the string is completely all around your design. And you're gonna wanna let this sit to dry. So we probably let it dry probably like anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour, depending on how much glue you use. I know liquid glue gets messy and sometimes we squeeze the bottle a little too hard and we have glue, lots and lots of glue. So depending on how much glue you had, you're gonna wanna let that dry anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour. And now that it's all dry, we're gonna move on to part 2. So part 2 of this craft is getting the tin foil and your stick glue. So you wanna take your tin foil, this is gonna be a little noisy. You're gonna wanna rip a piece off that is the full length of your design. You're gonna smooth it out as best you can. You're gonna take your glue stick and you're gonna rub your glue stick all over your tin foil. So this is a little bit more time consuming. Like I said, this is a great craft for one of our older group, kids today. So, because it takes a lot of time and it takes some attention to detail. But if your little one wants to try, I recommend that you help them with especially with the string part. That's the hardest part. They might love doing this glue part though. This is always fun. So we want to put the glue on the tin foil so that it sticks down to the cardboard, almost like an air vacuum. So we're gonna take this and we're gonna lay it over our design here. And we're gonna gently press down over our design. So you can't see anything right now, but this is where you take your cotton ball and your Q-tips. The Q-tips really help when you're pressing around the design. So you can start seeing, you wanna be very careful because you don't want your tin foil to rip, so you don't wanna put too much pressure. But just enough to kind of get your design to start appearing. And then the cotton ball is really good for pressing down to really smooth out your cardboard. So I really recommend using those if you have them on hand. They really help get that design showing up. So you just want to press down gently and then you'll start to see the design come through the tin foil here from where the string is. So let's get our waves in here. And then that's why we needed the stick glue, so it sticks to the cardboard and around the string. I'm just gonna smooth it out. So you wanna do that for your whole design. All right. So then when that is all smooth, it'll look something like this. I did this one earlier, so you can see the design is kind of popping out where the ship is and where the sail is and then where the sun is over here. It's a little hard to see, but we're gonna fix that by using our markers to color it in. So this is really the fun part of this activity. I recommend using Sharpies if you have them or some other form of permanent marker. And I'm just gonna grab a bunch of colors and then you wanna take your color and you wanna color all over the tin foil where your design is to really make those strings pop out. So this is like a fun part that you can do with your little ones as well if they weren't able to do the harder parts. So I'm just gonna outline our design here so you guys can see. So this is what I would color in blue. And you would just color. This is the fun artistic part. I'm not doing a very good job of it because I don't want you guys to sit here and watch me color, but just to give you an idea of what it looks like colored in. All right, and then I'm gonna use my brown for my boat. And you just want to be careful because if you have a sharper pointed Sharpie, it can sometimes cause a hole in your tin foil. So you just want to be careful when you're using it. And then you're going to color that in. All right. And then I think I will do red for the sail. And then I have yellow for the sun. And then you want to go through with another color for the sky. So I have another color blue here that I'm going to use for the sky. And then right now I'm just going to kind of outline the rest of the designs just so you guys can see what it looks like. And then I have my birds over here. All right, so you want to color in the background completely, but I know we're short on time, so I didn't want to do it all, so we can move on to the next tinfoil craft. But then, as you can see, as you color, it really makes the embossed parts of the design pop out. So it gives it a nice 3D look to it. And I just think it's a lot of fun. It'll probably give you about an hour and a half worth of activity time. Like I said, it's great for some of our older kiddos watching today, but younger ones definitely can do it if they get some help from adults. So if you're watching and you're a little unsure about if you can do all the steps, please ask an adult who's with you to help you. So we're gonna move on to our very next activity with the tinfoil art. So these next two ones are a lot more basic and simple. The next one we're going to be doing is tinfoil doodle art. So this is what I did earlier. It's a lot of fun and it's just doodling on a different type of medium. It's really simple. Again, all you need is a piece of cardboard and the tinfoil and some glue, some stick glue, and some Sharpies. So you would first, let's see where I can put this over here. So first you're gonna take your tinfoil. Again, you're gonna measure out to the size of your base. And then you're gonna add your glue like we did before for our last craft. Whoop. Oh no, I lost my glue. There you go. Right. And then you are going to add it to the cardboard. You're going to want to try to make it nice and smooth. Again, I recommend using a cotton ball to help you smooth it out without making any cuts into the tinfoil. It's a great way to get it nice and flat and smooth if you can. Get all the air bubbles out. It's just a fun, different way to make art. And what I love about drawing markers on the tin foil, it gives it a nice kind of added metallic vibe to the marker's ink that you don't usually see on paper. And then I just simply fold the tin foil over the edges here to make a nice flat surface. So now that we have that ready, what you're gonna do is take a black marker or a black Sharpie, and you are going to just make a continuous design with the Sharpie. So you're gonna wanna make sure that you can just keep doing all kinds of loops. You wanna try to do some crossover. It doesn't have to be perfect. You wanna try to just make a nice fun loop. And then of course you can add designs like circles or hearts or flowers, which I'm not good at drawing. You'll probably have to see Miss Michelle's videos. She does a really good job of doodling different doodles. So once you've done that, now you've kind of sectioned off your tin foil with a different design. I know it's kind of hard to see on camera with the reflective nature of it. And then what's really gonna make it pop is taking your Sharpie and with all the different colors and going into the different sections and coloring them different colors. And it just gives it a nice, fun, metallic, bright kind of design. So this is really great if you're feeling stressed out or you're anxious or you just want to relax and color. I recommend just taking a bunch of different colors. You don't really have to think about where you're placing the color. I do recommend, if you have time, to let your black marker design dry a little bit. That way when you're coloring with your Sharpies, it doesn't bleed through the black and get black into your color. So you just want to kind of color. You can stay inside the sections or you can go outside the sections. Has anybody been watching any of our story times? I know Miss Emily and Miss Michelle has one tonight actually, and Miss Emily had one Monday, I believe, and Miss Susan had one. Sorry, Shannon had one this morning, I think, or no, yesterday. All right. So now we're gonna take another color. And really it's just about just adding color where you think it would make sense. And you just want to keep coloring into the different sections. Does anybody have a color you want me to do next? Let's see, I have greens, oranges, purples, and pinks. Yellows. Oh, yellow's a fun one. You wouldn't think it, but this one really pops out. All right, so let's draw some yellow in here and make a yellow flower. All right, and that is basically what you do for this particular doodle craft. So you just want to keep going in with all your different colors, and then eventually it'll turn out to look something similar like this. Of course, everyone has their own creative designs, but this is what your end result will look similar to. You might want to try to leave some blank spots so that you can see some of the silver. You can add stripes, or you can add dots, or you can completely cover it, whatever you feel like doing. So that was tinfoil doodle art, and now we're gonna move on to our third activity. So this one was inspired by a very popular story called The Rainbow Fish. So The Rainbow Fish is a very classic story about a rainbow fish. So the library has copies in Spanish and English, and I love the metallicness of the rainbow fish. So we're gonna try to replicate that with our tin foil here today. So this one is a little hard because you're gonna need somebody to help you cut out a fish shape. Obviously my fish is not as pretty as the one in the book, but you can do the simple kind of fish design or outline, or you can do something a little bit more fancy like you would see in the story. And then from here, it's very much like the doodle art. You want to take your black marker, your black Sharpie, and you can do the different scales. So I do the circles for the scales. You can do any kind of design. This is great for the little ones as well who are starting to learn how to draw or write. You can just let them scribble with the markers all over the fish. If you really want to give it a nice fish design to it, you would just keep up with a little bit of the scales. I did like half circle scales on my fish here. And then I draw an eye and a smile. You can see I'm not the best at drawing, but it's just about having fun. And then, so once I have my scales done and my smile, you're gonna go in with the other colors, just like you did for the doodle art. And you just wanna color them in, but you wanna make sure that you leave some of them open to make that nice, pretty rainbow shiny effect that we see in the story. So I'm going to use some blue, and I'm going to use some green. This is a fun neon green. Put one over here next to this blue. And I'm gonna use some orange. Orange is a fun color. This one really pops. All right. And some purple is another really pretty color on the tin foil. Some purple over here. Some purple right here and on the end. Let's see, put purple over here. And then some, let's see, neon green. This is a fun color. It's like a teal color. Let's see, let's put this over here. And one over here. And then we'll put this down here. And let's see, we have some green and some red. Let's do a green right here and a green right here. And then we'll do a red right here, a red right there, and a red over here, and maybe one right here. All right, so once you've colored that in, you can see it has some of the colors, but also some of the shimmers like in our rainbow fish story. So I hope you guys enjoyed those 3 different tinfoil crafts. They're just great things to do at home if you just have some leftover cardboard boxes from any shipments you might be getting in. The tinfoil is always something usually we have around the house, so I just thought I'd kind of give you guys some kind of like recycled crafts at home to do. So I hope you enjoyed today's activities of the rainbow fish and the doodle art and our embossed tinfoil art here. If you guys have any questions, leave them below. Thank you guys so much for watching today. I had a lot of fun, and tonight we have a pajama story time with Miss Michelle. It's at 7 o'clock. And then our next Quick Bites video is Monday at 11 a.m. And you'll see me tomorrow as well for story time at 10:30. Thank you guys so much. I hope you guys have a great day.